Today's episode of Overlooked History is about First Lady Edith Wilson. Edith Wilson was born in Virginia on October 15, 1871. Her father, William Bowling, was a direct descendant of Pocahontas. Edith was taught reading and writing by her parents and grandmother. Edith's parents later hired a tutor to teach her. At 15, she was sent to a finishing school in Virginia. Edith hated it and often misbehaved, so she was sent to another school. That school closed after a year because the headmaster broke his leg. On a trip to Washington, D.C., Edith met jeweler Norman Galt. The two married in 1896. Galt unexpectedly died in 1908, and Edith took care of his jewelry business. Using some of the money he left her, she took a trip to Europe. When Woodrow Wilson was inaugurated as president in 1913, his wife Ellen became First Lady. Unfortunately, Ellen died in 1914, and their daughter Margaret was given the role of acting First Lady. On a side note, Margaret later became a Hindu nun. In March 1915, Edith Galt and Woodrow Wilson were introduced to each other. They fell in love and were married on December 18, 1915. Despite the meeting after Ellen Wilson's death, some people accused Woodrow of having had an affair with Edith, and others claimed Edith had poisoned Ellen. During Edith's time as First Lady, the U.S. entered World War I. At the end of the war, she was with her husband in France when the Treaty of Versailles was signed. After the signing, the Wilsons returned to America. In October of 1919, Woodrow Wilson suffered a stroke, leaving him partially paralyzed. Edith stepped in as his steward, meaning she helped decide what info was important enough to tell the sick president. According to Edith, it was Woodrow's doctors who encouraged her to take on this role. During this time, she essentially became acting president. She remained in this role for 17 months, until her husband's term ended. Though Woodrow Wilson did somewhat recover after leaving office, his left arm and left leg were paralyzed for the rest of his life. He died in 1924, and is the only president buried in Washington, D.C. Edith Wilson died in 1961 at the age of 89. Serving in her role as steward, Edith Wilson effectively ran the country. She is sometimes referred to as the secret president, and is often considered the first woman to run the government. Thank you.